Welcome to episode 441 of the Geeks for the Win podcast, the tech and gaming podcast that covers all things geeky. From the geeksforthewin.com that covers all things geeky. Man, I am rusty. You've had a week off, right?
Yeah.
Anyways, and it's been a week. Like you said it, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I can agree with you, Stuart. It's been a week." Like
it was a shorter week because technically, for most places, Monday was was New Year's, was the observed New Year's. So it was only a 4-day work week for me, but the last 2 days been shit. So I was like, "Hey, Will, can we push back the recording about an hour? Because I just want to lay down."
Now, is it? I'm your host, William, joined with my co-host, Stuart.
No, across the internet, Scouter.
Is it like is your work like where it's oh yeah, we get Monday off, great, but that just means like the rest of the 4 days of the work week are even more intense because we have to make up for that day off?
No, not where I work now.
Okay,
definitely good. Places I've worked in the past were a lot like that, but the place I work now, it's just no.
Yeah, I've had a week as well. It's cold as can be here, and which as cold as it's been in Oklahoma, like, we're in the teens, negative. I think it got to the negative windshield, right? That's what the feels like is.
Yeah.
It's the windshield.
Yeah. It definitely did here as well. Like I woke up this morning and asked Google what the temperature was. It said 3. Oh,
Yeah.
it feels like -10. Oh,
Yeah. I mean, that's normal for Indiana, right?
It's
Winter.
not. We're not totally unprepared for it, but it wasn't like it was icy because it was just cold, and cars didn't really want to start in the morning.
I get that it's colder in other places, but it's the thing that people who are like, "Oh, well, it's colder here," like they don't realize, yeah, but you're more prepared for that kind of weather.
True.
Like,
true.
In Oklahoma, like typically we don't it's like, whenever it does snow like a crazy amount, it's like, oh, well, fuck, what are we supposed to do? Because a lot of people don't buy like snow shovels or stuff like that for like one time in every 5 years, or, type of stuff. Or
right. Oh, you're
the
right.
city doesn't prepare.
Right back real quick. I gotta show you something.
Oh, okay. This is interesting. If people are watching our the video version on YouTube or watching live on Twitch, we do this video. So let's see what Stuart's got.
For Christmas, everyone in their stockings got this little thing called a Go Warmer.
Oh yeah, I've heard of those.
It's an electronic hand warmer, and holy shit, does it work fast! Like, I'm just gonna turn on right now, and it's already warm. Like, I'm already starting to feel like it works fast.
I've seen those, and I've seen the electric jackets. Have you seen those?
I have seen those on TikTok.
Yeah, I've seen those on TikTok too. But I also saw those like in real, like in real world browsing, like online browsing stuff outside of TikTok. So, but yeah, those seem interesting. But it's like, yeah. But because it's cold, we had like high. Oklahoma gets windy too because it's flat,
right?
So that also doesn't help whenever it gets cold. And part of my fence blew down again, because that's just the wind. The wind gets to like 60-mile wind gusts.
Yeah,
which is like insane. and unfortunately, my backyard, like the fence, like I've said before, there's just like a field. There's like just it's like a empty giant plot of land,
Mhm.
and then it's the last. Then it goes to the last street of town, and then it's just like country. It's just like country stuff from there on. So that it's just like if the wind's blowing in the right in the wrong in the certain direction, it's just nothing stopping it from hitting my fence. So I had to deal with that, and then my antenna, which I have this antenna on the roof. It's this big antenna because we when we decided to cut the cord, we bought a big antenna and put it up so we get like local channels and stuff
Mhm.
like that, which I never use anymore. But that blew down, so I've got to deal with that. That's not fun, but yeah, cold weather sucks.
Sure does.
Like
Sure does.
especially, I don't mind the cold, but when I have to when stuff happens where I have to do stuff outside in the cold,
Right,
that's
because
when I hate it.
yeah, it's
Like,
like, "Oh, I definitely need to put air in my tires. I don't wanna do that. I don't have a garage. I don't wanna do that. Mm-mm."
yeah, it's like, oh, okay,
So,
it's cold.
I'm probably gonna take it to, like, you know, just, like, a Jiffy Lube. I don't need an oil change, I just need air in my tires. You guys do it. I don't wanna do it. It's cold
Yeah.
outside.
I was supposed to get my booster shot today, and got I scheduled it for the CVS and the Target that's like a couple blocks away from my house.
Uh,
And I ended up walking there, in the cold, and like it
Playing
was
is
like
cold
20
and you decided to
degrees.
walk. Yeah.
I mean, I don't
Well,
have a
you
working
don't you don't
car right
have you
now,
don't have a
so
form of
yeah,
transport, so yeah.
yeah, I take public transportation, but so I did that and got there, and the pharmacy was closed. Because and there was one of the security guards from Target like came to me and said, "Oh yeah, they couldn't find anyone to show up, and you're like the seventh person who's had a scheduled appointment. I guess they didn't call or do anything." And I'm just like, I was just frustrated because my second shot, they did. They had the same issue, but they told me, no, you have to. They did contact me about canceling it because they didn't have anybody. So it's not like this is an you know, president, unheard of thing. It happened before, and they told me about it ahead of time. I was so that sucked, like having to walk out in the cold in like 20-degree weather
Yeah.
for nothing, Like,
You got a nice
anyways,
brisk walk in. It's
yeah. And I need to get new gloves. That's the thing I need to look. I've been meaning to buy new gloves because my old gloves, I don't know, something happened to them. And going outside without gloves sucks.
probably probably if I had to guess, maybe four legs had a hand in them.
I don't know. I don't think it was a one of my dogs. Like that's my go-to. Like I almost said it, but I don't actually think that like is the case. I think just like I don't know. I think I found one of my gloves. I think the other like I don't know went where the missing socks go.
Hmm, okay.
Just like up and disappeared into the into the void.
Sure. Yeah.
Anyways, um, being an adult sucks. I just want to mention that again. Um,
It does.
you know,
Life can
I'm
suck.
getting more aches and pains. You know,
Yeah.
but what have you been up to?
Well, I got in a mood kind of right after Christmas. I don't know why.
You always get into a mood every. That's your thing, though.
I get in moods. I do. I get in moods. This is a mood I've never been in though.
Oh, I'm interested.
I wanted to play one of those simulator games.
Oh yeah, I saw you were playing. Yeah,
I played a couple of them actually.
I saw at least one.
Um, yeah. Well, on Game Pass, there is one that is available. As I pull it up, lawn mowing simulator. Talking about something I would never
Wow,
do in real life.
right? Oh, I have to, and it sucks.
I'm so glad I don't have to. But I mean, mowing the yard in real life just sucks. It really does. But mowing it in a video game, it's kind of fucking relaxing. Like sitting here, nice jug of water. Um, well, I mean it's winter, but you know, in the AC, better than being out in the heat. You know, just sitting here, just kind of kicked back and mowing the yard. That was so freaking relaxing. I that it was enjoyable. It was actually enjoyable. I will never tell my parents this because they will just laugh at me. Uh, all the times that I tried to get out of mowing the yard at home, but it was very relaxing.
Yeah.
Um, Basically, with the whole you're mowing yards. You basically the whole thing is you set up a lawn care business, and you know you are hired to mow. You know you get these contracts to mow these yards. You know you've got to walk the yard, make sure the toys are in the yard, dog poop, horse poop, whatever, and you got to make sure you don't run over flowers and yeah,
That's the whole point of these simulation. I mean, that's the appeal is like you get all the satisfaction without the actual labor.
absolutely.
That's why they're so popular. I feel like,
Yes,
you know?
yes, that
Mm.
is absolutely why they are, and it was enjoyable.
And that's why Farming Simulator has been like such a huge success for how long?
Right,
Like
right. So much so that there's special like con,
there's tournaments for Farming Simulator.
controller. I
Like
don't understand how that works,
I don't either, but it's an esport.
but it's kind of funny because like all of the contracts I've done, I just got to a point where I just hired like my first employee. So there's somebody else who's also going out there mowing yards. So you just get more money. Um, but it's always like completed up to 99.5%. Like no, I don't get the whole 100% because usually that's just like there's a strip left. No, I'm not just gonna leave a damn strip. Just continue going. And luckily, there's no like oh here's the recommended time 30 minutes. Well, I've been here an hour, and luckily there's no time limit penalties because it's not just mowing the yard. I think they added this later, but like weed eaters, those are also in the game too. So that helps you kind of with the edging and definitely going around obstacles and stuff. Um, and I saw in like the roadmap for the game, there's um leaf blowers that are coming. So
Oh.
eventually, it'll be they'll do a seasons and fall, and I wouldn't be surprised if snow blowers come in at some point.
Yeah, interesting.
Um, but yeah, I said it's on Game Pass, but I had an interesting experience on Game Pass. I started up the game, and brings up an ad for the DLC. Sure, fine. Skip it. You know, create my avatar, pick my mower, do a test ride. All right, first yard, mow that to completion. Get to the end of it. Say okay, I'm leaving, and then it kicks me back to the DLC page. Like, well, they really wanted me to buy this DLC. Press the A button. Nope, it's frozen. Did that 2 more times. Went through the whole thing. Mowed that first yard 3 times total. It froze in the same spot every single time.
That's weird.
I was like, fuck. Like I'm enjoying this. I looked on Steam, and this also happened to be when the winter sale was going on. I'm like, well, it's on sale. So I picked that one up, and then I picked another simulator game as well. So I don't know if it's bugged on Steam or on Game Pass, but it was weird. But the other simulator game that I have been playing has been PC building simulator, because we've talked about it, and I've been like, what if I just built an amazing PC and just look at it? Because that's all I can do with it is look at it.
Yeah.
um, but that's it's not fully what I expected that to be. Like I expect, like, oh yeah, you start up like an IT, like a PC repair shop, and PCs come in, you got to do all that kind of stuff. There's been some instances I'm like, okay, it wants me to put this, like, oh, my graphics card burnt out, put in a new one. Okay, put a new one in. It's a slightly better one. The specs are slightly better. Graphics card inferior. No, it is not. It has better specs. It's a better. It wants me to buy that exact same graphics card again, and put in the exact same graphics card, even though I put in a better one. It doesn't like that.
Well, I mean, that's realistic because as working in IT, when you have to, I worked in IT, and whenever I tried to replace something, the people did not want anything new. They wanted what they had. They wanted exactly what they had because they were used to it, and they, even if it was something like a part that they didn't, they would never understand or never notice. They just wanted to make sure they got the exact same thing because that's what they had. So that's kind of funny. Like,
It was quite annoying.
yeah, definitely.
It was quite annoying. Because not only are you like you don't just have like just in the supply of just parts and stuff in this game, you have to order them and account for shipping as well.
Yeah, the time for it takes, and then versus the time, yeah, your orders has to be done with, and
Yeah,
yeah, you got to juggle a lot of things in that game.
yeah, that's hmm. It was definitely like that. I wasn't expecting like the, oh, I've got to wait on Newegg to ship me new shit. I wasn't expecting that. Um, but it was it was kind of funny because Like, oh, I want this 3D Mark bench score. Okay, I ran 3D Mark. I'm looking at it, I'm like, that is actually the 3D Mark test.
Yeah.
Like, okay, that's interesting. I I for some reason I was expecting something fake. But no, it was the real one.
Yeah.
So just because like there are some like fake things in there, like they're like the graphic card, for instance, that I was trying to put in. What it was a fake graphics card. It wasn't a real brand. Or at least it was one I've never heard of before. And I was trying to put in a new or was new. It was a in Nvidia card. Like it's got better specs. You'll be better. Nope. Okay. But yeah, and then like the can my PC run it? I wasn't expecting that to show up in the game either.
Yeah.
And some of those games on the list are real games. Some of them are fake games.
Yeah, that's another one I got into for a bit. Just it was satisfying to like, you know, fix the computer and not have to actually do the labor
Yeah,
like
you
I've
know,
had to in the
it's
past.
a lot easier just to go cables. Cables light up. Okay, these are not connected. Click, click, and then can they connect? Boy, that's easier than real life.
Oh yeah, I know.
Doing that recently? Oh yeah, that's much better. And it's much quicker to find out like, oh no, that cable's not plugged in. I gotcha.
And it's a lot easier to like, oh, air duster, spray. Now all the dust is gone.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
that's not how real life works.
No, because it's more like
Yeah. Bring out a paper towel and still got to wipe it down and yeah, like ugh, yeah. Yeah, playing that, it was definitely like, oh, here are computer parts I didn't even know existed. Like, I didn't even know there were these type of models of graphics cards and stuff like that.
yeah, that's also I'm thinking like I don't know if they're real or not. Maybe I'm thinking they're made up for the game. Because like
Yeah,
one of them was like Sean. Like I'm pretty sure there's not a graphics card brand named Sean.
yeah. But I mean, like, the general the general like populace, they only hear about like the 3070s, 3080s,
Sure,
3090s. You know, you never really hear about like 3050,
that was announced.
3050, 30, or like uh 3050 Ti. You know,
Right.
it's like why would you do a Ti to a 50? Like just stuff like that
Yeah.
where, when I played this, like I think it was like the 20 series when I was playing it, of course, but
The 30
yeah.
series was just kind of, or at least when I opened up the game, it said new 30 series
Yeah.
of Nvidia. And there's also DLC where apparently you become the tech guy for an esports team.
Esports, yeah. I remember seeing that. Yeah, I picked this up a while ago and then I think it was free on Epic Games at one point.
There's that.
So I got that. Um I want to say it was maybe free during this winter sale too, or this winter promotion thing.
It
Maybe
was
I'm
on sale. It was at least when I bought it, it was on sale. Um,
let's
yeah,
see.
it's back up to 20 bucks, and it was definitely not 20 bucks when I bought it.
Yeah.
Oh, well, there's a lot more DLC than I thought there was. I just thought it was the esports stuff, but no, EVGA. Oh, that's just the workshop stuff. Nah. I will say this: the soundtrack in that game, that's very relaxing.
It's pretty good. Yeah,
That's
I
a good
remember the
soundtrack.
music being good.
Like it was just like some just like whatever kind of like. I'm like, this is definitely something I could just have on and just kind of chill to while I'm working.
Yeah, it's really enjoyed playing PC Building Simulator. And it's one of those games where it's like I feel like I keep meaning to go back to it just because it is one of those like kind of relaxing games. It's fun to like you know you know I kind of enjoyed when I worked at IT like fixing computers and or for the most part. There was some stuff like having to deal with cable management. That's not fun at all.
Yeah, that
I
is
hate cable
luckily
management.
not a thing. You could just, like I said, it's just this end and this end need to be connected, and it's done. I don't have to
I
worry
will ne-
about whether cables are in the way because it just does it.
I will never take a picture of my PC because my cables are a disaster.
Oh no no no!
Yeah. So
Uh, I don't have a window into my PC for a reason.
oh, mine does. Um,
Mine does not.
but yeah. So I did see you playing this, and I was like, "Oh, you finally playing it? Awesome!"
Yeah, it was. Yep, it's enjoyable. See, now I just need to get see like the house flipper one and the um power
Power
washer.
washer simulator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I'll pick up the gas station one because that one I don't think about that
Sa-
one.
Save some money and just watch the power washing videos on YouTube.
But I want to do it though, like just like
Those
ah,
are just as satisfying.
unless
It's
you know,
crazy how.
unless you of course you watch a Maniac
Oh yeah,
because
yeah.
like actually the first time I actually saw power washing simulator was on Achievement Hunter. Guess who was in control? Lindsay.
Oh, oh God, I was about to say Gavin, but oh, Lindsay's worse.
No, and they were it was just like they were just having just like, oh no, I'm doing this on purpose. I'm I'm doing this the wrong way on purpose.
Yeah,
Which was
I don't.
making Alfredo quite upset.
Yeah,
Okay. There's a drug dealer simulator. Okay.
oh, there's a simulator for everything,
That's
Stuart.
interesting. Well, this that's done by the same people who did the gas station simulator. Okay. This one just seems boring. This is a an escape room simulator.
I wonder what the sales from gas station simulator look like from like New Jersey, where you're not allowed to pump your own gas and stuff like that.
I don't know.
Which that's some. When I've learned that, I was just like, that seems weird, because it's
Well,
like
growing
I
up,
can't imagine.
there was one gas station in town where they pumped gas for you. They no longer do that now, but I remember that as a kid.
Yeah,
This was also back when gas was under $1.
yeah. No, as a kid, that was my job. I my dad was like, "You pump the gas."
Oh, when I when I,
I
I
go in and
when
pay.
I got a little bit older, yes, that was
Yeah.
yes.
Like, so it's not something that I wanted to do. It was something that was put upon me to do.
But I will continue playing these games every now and then. Just these are definitely kind of things you can definitely play while you have something up in the while you're watching something else, like especially lawn mowing simulator. That's definitely
Oh, I
something
bet.
to have
Yeah.
something else on the second screen. Just chill. Um, but yeah, and this is also one of those things I've been looking for a while. Is just something I can just jump into. The lawn mowing one, not so much, but the PC one definitely. Just jump into, do a couple, jump out. Now I have to. Okay, I've gotta make some time to. Okay, I gotta do this and that. Okay, it's not a time commitment. Like a lot of the games that I
I'm gonna
play now are.
yeah. I'm gonna predict one of the next ones, if it's not already a thing. Phone repair simulator. I could see that being really fun to play being because I used to work in phone repair, and that was
Only
frustrating as hell to do.
only if right to repair, if that law does come into effect. Because right now it with like Apple, you can't. You you are void of warranty if somebody other than Apple repairs your phone.
Well, that's why it would be a simulator because you could do it in a simulator, you know, and it'd be a lot easier to do than replacing a broken screen is a lot easier would be a lot easier to do in a video game than in real life. Especially iPhones. iPhones were the worst things to try to repair. Oh my god. And now phones in general, like on my phone, the camera,
It
the
is called
autofocus.
electric with an X. Electrics with an
uh,
X. Um, here, I'll send you the link. What have I?
is this like a knockoff version, or is this like a
It looks like a one of those simulator games, but it's
oh,
electromechanic simulator, and there are
oh.
some phones in this.
There's a Nokia phone and
There's some other things in here too.
what?
Like I think it's a ham rate radio. That's a tablet of some kind. That looks like a bomb.
That's that's a old school Kindle or Kindle reader, I think, right there, or it's supposed to be. Huh. Yeah, that's a bomb. Well, but yeah, I could see that. I could see like if the PC building simulator people made like a phone repair simulator, like I could see that being popular because it's one of those things where it's like you don't have to the frustration of because like trying to fix a phone is frustrating because you could end up breaking stuff trying to you know fix a certain thing
Yeah,
because these phones are so delicate. But you know like I've been dreading trying to maybe fix my phone because the back camera, the autofocus just died. That's a problem with my with the phone I have. That's just a thing that seems to happen, and I could buy a replacement camera for like $4, you know, but like trying to actually like take my phone apart and not break anything else, that's where it's like I've been like, I don't know if I want to do this or not, if it's worth it, you know? Because, I have like I said, I used to repair phones, so I have the knowledge of how to do stuff and whatnot. So I can just easily just watch a video, an iFixit video or whatever the
Mm-hmm.
equivalent is now. And see the specifics for the model that I've got. But like, yeah, it's just like, oh, do I really want to deal with this? Do I really need a back camera? Like, do I really take pictures that much? And then I'm out in public and I'm like, oh, I would love to take a picture. Oh, I can't. Damn it.
Take a
Selfie.
take a picture of a license plate that says farts.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's what I've been doing the past week because that's I started doing that kind of sometime last week. But before that, what I was doing is I was playing a lot of Final Fantasy and Endwalker. Um, the queues are back to normal, at least on my server. They're perfectly fine now. Um, and I was able to play quite a bit. I think because of that, and I managed to get to the end of Endwalker, and I've completed an MMO. That sounds weird, because
Mm.
because like this was the end of the story that they've been telling since Final Fantasy 14 came out, and they've told that story.
They're just gonna have a new arc, you know?
What's next? I don't know, because like with WoW and stuff, and people are kind of getting tired of it. It was just like the story just kept going and going and going. And then there was no resolution. There was no satisfying resolution to like a lot of the stuff because it just kept going and going and going and going. But with Endwalker, we have an end. We have that story now, and it was amazing, absolutely amazing. One of the best stories I ever played.
Yeah, I wonder what will happen. Like, are they gonna continue?
Yeah, there's
Are
there's
they
gonna,
gonna
there's
make a
gonna be
new
more.
story?
There's gonna be more, but
Or
it's gonna be a whole new story.
yeah.
It's a whole new story. So we have no idea. We have not even a clue. Well, we have some guesses because kind of towards the end, one guy was like, "Oh yeah, you think your journey is done? Have you been to this location? How about this location? What about this one over here? No, you haven't. You should check those out, and then you can call your adventure complete." Like, well, okay, I guess we're going there next. But what like the world-ending disaster will be, I don't know, because there's got to be some world-ending disaster.
Yeah, new players still can't join.
Yeah, I looked. I was like, no, yeah.
I've actually kind of been checking every so often. Oh darn, I can't play. Oh well.
um, but like the end of this, like some people were like I was like looking at like some like reactions of like the Final Fantasy 14 content creators, like they were in tears. I'm like, why are you crying? Because here's kind of somewhat of a spoiler. The way it was kind of set up, and the way it was kind of led to believe somebody big was going to die. Like one of our companions was going to die, and we were all expecting it because there were so many just death flags, just here, 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 and here, and a lot of people died in this expansion, but not anybody we were close to.
Huh.
So it's just like, why are you in tears? This person that we all thought was going to die, because in the trailer, it's like there's a close up of her face going, I'll be waiting here when you get home. Like, oh no, you won't. Oh no, you're going to kill a beloved character. Nope.
I mean,
She's
it's
fine.
like you said content creators who they've invested a lot of their time into that world. So I could see,
Yeah.
maybe they've maybe they have, maybe they've attached themselves
Oh
to
no, absolutely. But I mean,
things more,
there was
It's like
definitely there was definitely some points in the story I'm like, you're not going to kill that baby. You are not going to kill that baby. You can't kill a baby. Like, I was literally yelling at the screen, like, you cannot kill a baby. Why? Why are you putting a baby in danger like that?
That's funny.
But it was very good. And I've said this before, not so much like this expansion, but the expansion before this, Shadowbringers, that had so many ideas like flowing through my mind of like D&D stuff. Like Shadowbringers was very inspirational for for D&D stuff. This one, not so much, unfortunately. But I need that inspiration. I wasn't getting it. That's not to say it wasn't a bad story. It didn't um it didn't flex my imagination. Because like I said, this was one of the best stories I've ever seen in video games.
Yeah, I've heard that from a lot of different people on the internet.
But yeah, now there's a raid to do, and this is actually the first time I've been at the end of an expansion with time. Because the last time I got to the end of an expansion, it was 5 days before Endwalker came out, so there wasn't a whole lot of time to really do anything. Now, okay, I'm at the end now. Now I've got a bunch of time to go back and unlock all the shit that I skipped, because there's a lot of shit that I've got to unlock. There's a raid to do, so and I can level up other jobs.
You finished the story. You didn't beat the MMO though.
Right, I finished the MMO, but I haven't completed the MMO.
Yeah.
But yeah, in Final Fantasy 14 is amazing. And just see if there's anything else I've been really playing of note. I don't think so. Oh, there's been talk on Reddit, on the Realm Royale Reddit. There's
Oh, I saw you playing that last night.
there's job
Yeah.
postings and stuff. I'm like, well, and like, and high
Didn't you
res
say that last time you
people
brought that
are
up?
like, they're posting stuff like, oh, something's coming. A lot of people are like, NFTs. Like, that's
Why?
possible.
Why
That's
NFTs for
possible.
a game that's like basically DOA. Like, unless you're gonna
Well,
revive it,
I
who
believe it's
wants
going to be
NFTs?
all of high res properties, so not just Realm Royale, but
Oh,
also
so like
Smite
Smite and
and
yeah,
Paladins and
I I could see, yeah, I
and
could see that.
Company, something like that. I'm like, yeah, if it was artists only, I would be 100% on board. But it's not just artists. Like I saw a thing today. It was new postings today of game designer or programmer. I'm like, well, I'm not 100% aboard on NFTs. I'm about 80% because of the game designer and programmer end of it. But yeah, I played a match last night. I played one match last night. Won. Like, okay, cool. Yep. Still like this game. I'll stop right now
NFTs make me feel old because I don't get the point.
because they've not been used properly. There was, speaking of NFTs, Square, you know, lovely Square, put out some, I think, some feelers about how people might feel about Final Fantasy 14 NFTs.
Didn't they get backlash for that?
Oh yes, they did.
Yeah,
Oh yes, they
I
did.
remember seeing that.
But honestly, I think an MMO might actually be the best place to do a video game NFT. Here's how it could be done. Think of fiction. Like I'm talking about like TV shows when they show video games and like see these fake video games like, "Oh yeah, I've got this sword. It's one of a kind. No one else has this sword." That's how you do an NFT in a MMO. You make a one of a kind item that is actually unique and actually worth it. That's how you do an
But
actual NFT.
that's just a in-game item for video. You're saying it has function though, right?
Yes, actually
It's not
in game
really.
function. Like think of like Borderlands. Like if each gun was absolutely 100% unique, those could be considered and they could be traded. Those could be NFTs.
Yeah, I don't know. I just trading a digital item just feels it just is, I don't know, just I just doesn't sit right with me. It just feels weird.
How
Like,
NFTs are being used right now is wrong. That's not how NFTs should work. It's wrong.
but that's how it's being used, and that's how they're making
Right.
so much money. Like, these companies are making a lot of money. Like the NBA, their NFTs, they have
There
it's
shouldn't.
basic it's was it Top Shots, I think they're called, or something like that, where it's like special like like it's basically like a, I think it's a like a replay clip, like a moment for a player or something, and people are buying packs, and it's to the point where you have to be on a waiting list to be able to actually just buy a pack.
Those aren't real NFTs. Straight up, those
Yeah.
are not real NFTs. Those are fake. Like there, people are calling them NFTs, but those are fake. There's there's a podcaster I listen to. He's an artist. Um, he said he's had you know these quote offers. Hey, if you pay us this much money, you can make this art of yours in an NFT. He's like, no, it's not, because I still have the Photoshop file with all the layers. I still have all that stuff. You got nothing. That's not an NFT. That is just you are paying for art. You are not paying for the unique item that no one else can use because the artist can still make it.
Yeah. I mean, it's digital, so like on a sense, it could still be replicated somehow.
Sure,
Like,
sure. But somewhere in its code though shows like who owns it.
yeah. I don't know. I just it's one of those things where NFTs is one of those things where I feel like is one of the things
Because
that really makes me feel old because it's like
it's
I just
not being used properly. It's not
I don't
it's
even think I would I okay, go ahead.
like I said, it's not being used properly. It's all fake. It's all they're using the name of NFT to generate buzz and generate demand.
I guess. I mean, when does it get to a point where when the majority of something that comes out that's called NFT is a thing? When does it get to the point where NFT just becomes that thing because the majority of stuff with that name is that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's just weird. I don't
Well,
know.
I'm literally
It's
trying to think of another example of something similar that has happened like this.
it's just like me get off my lawn, like old man. It's something that makes me feel like that, you know? Like I don't know. I'm just like you kids and your NFTs. Like I don't know. Like especially when I see like, oh, this NFT sold for, or this company made $500 million off of NFTs, or this NFT sold for 10,000. And it's just like, ugh, what?
Here's a
Like,
monkey. Here's that monkey with a space outfit. Here's that monkey again with a cowboy hat. Here's that monkey pisses me off.
yeah, it's just like I don't know. I don't really care. Like, because like you don't really the digital items like you don't like I'm just used to the fact of like you don't really own digital items, for the most part you
True.
just own licenses
Yes.
for digital items.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's where my brain like
technically, even physical items you own the license to.
yeah, you own the right to play that DVD.
Right. And
Yeah,
if
or Blu-ray.
yeah, and
I don't know why I
it's a
said
single
DVD.
use license. A book is a single use license because if you own the book, then if that copy gets destroyed, you can actually go out and grab another one for no cost. But you don't. You can't.
Yeah,
You have to buy another license.
it's weird when you think about stuff like that, like
It's it really is like I own nothing then. I've
yeah.
licensed everything. My entire life is a license.
I bought the license to eat this pack of bacon.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, you never really think about stuff like that.
Yeah, but if
Yeah.
you put it in that terms, it makes the digital thing less dumb
I guess, I don't know. I
because
just
you can attribute it to the same thing with physical items.
I don't know. It's it this is a my parent moment where it's new, I don't like it. That's I remember my parents had that same moment with stuff that I liked that was new, like new technology and stuff, and that's why I feel like I'm definitely I don't like NFTs because it makes me feel that, it makes me feel like I'm outdated
No,
or, you know.
you don't like NFTs because they're not being used properly. They're being used as cash grabs.
I still don't think I would like them even if they were being used properly. I don't know. Like it just I don't care about owning digital items. Like I don't know how they would be used to
But
where
you
I would
do though.
care.
I mean, how many like battle passes have you ever bought? Like how many like skins for
That's
video games
true,
have
but
you ever bought?
that's something that works and that's actually functional in the game and that like I don't know if I like would pay a high amount of money to have a like you're saying a costume for like a character that no one else has at all.
Yeah.
I don't think I would do that. like because the money would be outrageous for it to be completely one of a
Unless
kind.
unless
No
it's
one
not
else
though.
has.
I mean, that's unless it's not. I mean,
But that's the thing. You got to put time and effort. Like it takes a lot of money to make sure, like, for them to develop like weapon skins, for instance, to make sure they work right, or
unless
you know,
unless a way is found to generate it. Like that's also a thing. Like something
I mean,
has
yeah,
got to
if
be
the
used
technology,
to generate
yeah,
it.
exactly. If the technology gets there, yeah. But right now, that's not. You know, that's not where we're at,
You know,
unfortunately.
like those animes we watch that that have video games. All that's what a lot of a lot of those animes have that kind of stuff in it. Like it's just that one of a kind item that not even the developers know about.
Yeah,
That kind of stuff. So yeah.
that'd be interesting whenever the technology for that. So that's. I guess that's AI though, right? Technically, it's like
It's a form of AI.
yeah. So I don't. Who knows? Maybe the technology is there. It's just not feasible for the public consumption right now.
That's
It's
entirely
just
possible.
like, IBM Super Watson maybe has the capability to do this, or maybe who knows? I don't know, but you know, just not feasible to be able to do for Call of Duty, for
Who knows?
example. Yeah. But hey, in one day, maybe.
But that's actually it for me. What about you? What have you been up to?
Okay. A lot of like resetting stuff up
Uh huh.
because I installed Windows Fresh on my computer because I got a new M.2
Okay. Cool.
drive.
Cool.
Um, it's a lot. It's the speeds. I did speed tests like for all the SSDs. Oh my god, it's so much faster according to the speed tests. Listen, I think what was it? I think I have it on the folder. Yeah, okay, here it is.
I don't think I've ever done
Um,
a speed test on my drives.
yeah, it's Crystal Mark. I think that's the program that all the like Linus and Jay's 2 cents and all those like tech guys use.
Mm-hmm.
Um, uh, where is it? Uh, yeah, my original like Samsung SSD. It was like the read speed was like 556 MB, and the write speed was 256. And this was like a drive I got. This was like a Samsung Evo something something that I got back in 2013, 2014, something like that. Um, my current one, which is a Samsung as well, 3,568 read, 3,283 write. So it's like 7 times the read speed, and then like I don't know, like over 10 times the write.
That's the difference.
So that's a huge difference. Yeah. So yeah, I was gonna wait longer to get one, but like I saw like uh, unfortunately I saw a good deal on it where it was like really discounted, and I was like, I'm gonna kick myself if I don't get this. So yeah, I grabbed it a little bit early than I was planning on it, but so I've been trying to get all my settings and everything on my computer back to normal. And then I've been testing some games out. Unfortunately, games that I've been testing and playing, some of them don't really sh- have much of a, don't really show much of a performance increase. Like Destiny, for example, the the SSD only helps you so much because you're reliant on the server side
Sure.
for
Uh-huh.
loading,
Uh-huh.
unfortunately. So, because I was like, "Oh, I don't think I'm loading in any faster than this."
Right.
And then I did the research and I saw, "Oh, it's server side. Okay, that kinda sucks." And then, I played a little bit more because I still gotta go back and finish it. I think I'm close to the end of it, and then I've got DLC, but, for Immortals: Phoenix Rising, I think that's the name,
Oh, okay.
right? Yeah,
Yeah.
'cause I that's another game where it's like I just was doing side stuff like crazy, you know, because that game is so much fun. Love that game. Like, I don't have a Wii, so I never played, like, Breath of the Wild, but, like, this is that type of game, you know, for sure.
Yeah.
Maybe not as, like maybe not as in depth as, like, a Breath of the Wild, you know, but it's still really good. I love the art. It looks amazing. I love the voice acting. The
Mm-hmm.
characters are great.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a humor to it 'cause it's like Zeus is talking to like, the narration is Zeus is talking to, is it Prometheus? Is that the one who's, like,
Mm,
the vultures eat his liver because he's chained and
I don't remember. It's been a while.
yeah.
Yes, it is.
Okay, yeah, I believe that's the one. It's Zeus and, Zeus and Prometheus are talking and basically narrating through it, and there's a lot of humor, and I can see some people not liking that humor, but I enjoy it. So, nah on you if you don't like it.
No, yeah, it was good. I remember from the demo that I played. It was
Demo,
good. Yeah.
yeah. But I can see some people not liking it, just like, I guess like in Borderlands, like some people don't like Tiny Tina and that type of stuff.
They don't like fun. Like they don't like fun.
Yeah.
I mean, Tiny
Um,
Tiny Tiny Tina though, that voice,
that
I can see that getting on your nerves a little bit.
it's a bit extreme.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is a lot less. This is a lot more s- calmer than that, but it's still that vein of humor. There are some stuff in that vein of humor, but Um, this unfortunately is a Ubisoft game, which Ubisoft games don't run that great on PC. Like, it just in general, I've noticed. Um,
Yeah,
it
they can come up with some issues.
yeah, like what was it? Uh, Division 2. Boy,
No.
that
Mm-mm.
yeah, that runs so
Mm-mm.
bad on PC. Like, just I haven't tried that on my new PC, but yeah, I've just been like when I was playing what was it the when I was playing Immortals Phoenix Rising, I'm like it runs great and it looks good and I have it on high settings, but like the frame rates should be higher. I would think you would think then but no, it's like
You
same
would
frame rate.
you would think.
It's like the same frame rate as I was getting, which is like I think like 70 to 80, maybe 90 peak, depending on like, what I was doing. But yeah, that game's fun. I need to gonna finish through that and then do the DLCs because when I got it, I got the like whatever pack that get came with all the DLCs and they're all out now, so ready to plow through those. And then I played a little more of that, what was it? I need to go back and play more because I want to see more of the endings, but that, what's it called? Let me look at it. that Skyrim mod that was turned into a game? The
Forgotten City.
Forgotten City. Yeah.
I was literally just looking at it a second ago.
Yeah. Well, I was playing I was playing a little bit more of that and went and that's a fun game. Like that's I like
I need
that.
to get back to it because
Yeah.
I didn't
I
play a lot of it. I need to get back to it.
I like it because it's like mystery solving. You know, you're trying to solve like, you know, you're trying to solve the mystery of the curse of the, you know, like the just the loop cycle of everything and the fact that there's different endings and I've only still have only gotten one of the four endings. I think I know where to how to complete another one, but like you know it's just a fun game, especially like you know when you do have to go through another loop. You know you don't have to necessarily do the same things because there's like the guy at the portal that you can be like, hey, why don't you go tell this dude who's trying to kill this one person to go in this building because you know the building is gonna the ceiling is gonna collapse and kill him, so the other person will be safe, and then go give this antidote to this person, and then go do the you know like so you don't have to keep repeating yourself. You're able once you've done something, you can like tell that one dude like, hey, do
Mm,
this stuff,
right.
so I can focus on new things and you know the whole election thing that I don't know. You've played it right, or have you?
I got to the point where you go back in time, you talk to
Oh,
like the mayor dude,
yeah.
and that was about as
It's
far as I got.
clearly evil, right?
Possibly,
Maybe.
maybe.
um, yeah, and it's like when you're talking, like, because there's the in that day that you've been teleported back to, there's that like at the end of the day, there's supposed to be like an election, and there's like you know the mayor dude's running, of course, and then there's another dude who's running who also seems kind of evil, but in a different way, and then I think there might be a third choice you can like make someone run but I haven't figured. It's like I need to figure that part out because I think that's an ending you can do is like you know get maybe you might be able to get whoever you make run to win and then you know the election somehow because you get there's certain ways you can get favors from people. Um, you know you do things and then you do things for people and then you're like, hey, vote. Let me have your vote. You know, basically type of stuff. Um, I think that's a way that's an ending, but I have no idea what the other two would be. Like that's interesting. Like there it doesn't seem like there's a lot to this game on the surface, but when you dive deep into it, like, you know, four endings doesn't seem like a lot, but I don't know. I'm it's another one that I'm gonna go back to and try to play more just because I love mystery solving like stuff, you know. I love mystery movies. I love, you know,
Hmm.
just the whole like and that's the thing I think we've talked about. I've said like there's not I don't feel like there's enough mystery movies, you know, and definitely
There's not.
not that many mystery games as well. Like just cuz I feel like it's hard to do. Like it's not as easy to as like a
No.
heroic action
Yeah.
shooter,
Yeah.
you know.
It's
That'll
not.
definitely sell,
It's
you know.
not.
But yeah, Forgotten City it's definitely, and the fact that it was a Skyrim mod is kind of nuts. So, you know, it was originally a Skyrim mod, and now it's its own thing, and it's on Game Pass too. Like for
Yes.
anyone who's listening, like it's available on Game Pass to play for free. So, last thing I got something I've been is the thing I've been playing the most, Apex. I'm back in.
Really.
Yeah, I've been playing. Yeah, I'm back in. Um,
Oh,
it didn't.
that's old.
Yeah, it is.
Hey, what's up, Ace?
It didn't. It didn't help, or it didn't. I don't know how you want to phrase this. But it didn't. It didn't help. When I like won like right away, like my second match, I won, and
Well,
then the next
like I
night
said,
I
with
won again.
Realm Royale, like that first match I played, I won. Like, okay, cool, I'm done.
Yeah, but how much of like Realm Royale was just bots versus like
A majority, but I didn't actually see many people though. I only had like
Oh,
five kills, and two of them I know were human.
yeah. Yeah, I had a moment in Apex where it's like, "Oh shit, there's only 3 teams left and it's like World's Edge and we're at the we're at the like that little like cove area where there's the like vault that you can go through the cave into the vault."
Okay,
Yeah, we're there, and it's like there's 3 teams, and it's like we're in one of the buildings, and the wall's closing in, and I'm like, "Oh crap!" And I have no idea. I'm just playing with randoms, of course, and there's like 2 randoms playing, and I'm like, "Oh, it's closing in. I'm just gonna." And I'm Loba, of course, because that's my character. It's like, okay, I'm gonna toss my bracelet and go over here and go, basically go around the two teams who are fighting each other, and it's like, oh, okay, I got the. It's like now it's 2 teams, and like my heart's racing, dude. I, I, it's to the point where like at the end of the match, I like pull out my phone because my phone has like you can put your finger on the camera sensor
mm-hmm,
for my phone, and it like will read your heart rate.
sure.
It was like 126. Like it was it was so crazy, but like I took out the whole last team by myself.
Awesome,
Like,
awesome.
and it
Those are
was
the moments you're like, okay, I'm gonna have a heart attack now.
right. Like I'm just like shaking. I'm just at a point where I'm shaking. I'm like a game. A game I've played so much. I've played Apex so much, and the fact that I can still have these kind of feelings is just great. I love it. I love that I can have that still that excitement and that intensity that happens. I don't think I like any of the new characters. I haven't played them, but I've looked through like their abilities and stuff, and I don't think they really like fit with my playstyle.
I kind of like Ash, her stuff. I kind of like.
Ash
Um,
seems okay, yeah, but yeah.
like I definitely like her. Her teleport. It's like Wraiths, but faster and one way only.
Yeah, so if like enemies can teleport through it, right?
Yes.
Yeah, but if an enemy teleports through it, like they can't go back, which
No,
is great. So
it's
you
well,
can.
friendlies too. I mean, it's a one way
Well, yeah,
teleport.
but it's like you can like plan, like you
Yes.
can team around it, and once they go through it, you can like team shoot at them in theory.
Yes. It's well, and also it's a lot better to what people call kidnap people, which is to secretly teleport a person.
Oh yeah, I've seen those. I've seen videos of that stuff. Yeah, but yeah, I don't know, but up was it the character you put up before for the old image?
Fuse.
I Yeah, I didn't like him. Was it
Fuse.
Valkyrie? Is that the next one?
Valkyrie was next. Um, I
Just
like her ability to basically become a new jump point. It's
I guess, yeah.
quite useful. Also, she can like kind of like hoverfly, kind of like oh oh uh, Farah from is it Farah from Overwatch? Farah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Farah. Yeah, I
Farah,
know who you're talking about. Yeah.
yeah. Basically, it's her. Basically, that's who Valkyrie is. It's her.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just it feels like that it just doesn't seem like it's like I'm not gonna buy it. It's I was looking through, it's like I'm not buy that character. I'm not gonna buy that character.
And then
I'm
there
not gonna
was,
buy that
and then
character.
after that was Seer, which I didn't really. I was not playing at that time when Seer really came out, so I've not seen a whole lot of Seer. Um,
Yeah.
he seems all right.
I don't know. Yeah. It's just like I said, like they may be great, but it's just not my play style,
Yeah,
which kind of sucks, And then Revenant, I don't like Revenant. I've played Revenant on console, I think, before, I made the switch.
I think Revenant combined with Valkyrie and her, because you can set up a death port, a death location, and then use her ultimate to jump out. You can get far away from your death totem.
Huh.
I've definitely seen that.
And then what's the one before Revenant?
Oh, you're gonna let me look up.
Oh God,
Wasn't
I know
Horizon, was it?
was it? Oh, Horizon's one that I'm like, okay, sure, it's all right. The one with the turrets,
Oh, that was absolutely broken at the time. Um,
yeah,
um, 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 shit. What is her name? Rampart.
Rampart, yeah, just never liked Rampart much. Like it's just I'm just like, oh well, dang, like it's like Loba's like the last one that I kind of like. I was talking to someone, they're like, "What's your top three?" I'm like, it's Loba for sure, and then I guess Lifeline, and then I guess
You played
Bangalore.
you played Watson for
I played Watson for a
when
bit, yeah, but
what
I
when
don't I don't
Watson came
even
out.
know. I don't know how Watson plays now though. Like I
Watson
don't
got a
know.
buff that, from
Yeah.
what I understand, people like.
Okay. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like I have no idea like what changes have been made to the characters. I haven't looked that up yet, which kind of should, but
But it's been a while since you've played, so you got a while to go back through.
yeah. It's like Lifeline, like her bot picks you up and you can't like do the right? Like her bot's the one that picks you up and now.
There was definitely a change to Lifeline's how Lifeline's bot works.
Yeah.
That one was definitely nerfed.
And you don't get a like you can't like revive. I don't think you can revive and have the like shield over you when you revive someone.
Yeah, I think they got rid of the shield for,
Yeah.
maybe it was her, but I think the bot still gets the shield, or maybe
Oh,
not.
does it? Okay.
Maybe
Because I
not. I
was
don't
reading
know.
her abilities, and one of it's like the bot picks you up. Like it's actually it says it in your abilities.
Yeah, yeah. Wait, there
Yeah.
was a time when like when like both of your team units are down, you can have the bot
Oh
pick
yeah,
up
she
one,
was OP.
and then
Yeah,
you pick up the other. Like, yeah, she was absolutely
she was
OP.
great. Yeah. I just it's not it's just Lifeline's great, and then I just like the personality of the character too. Like you know, but yeah, I was like, I guess Bangalore would be next. I don't know. Like, I would pick like Watson, like you said, but I have no idea like what's different with Watson and how all this the stuff. with her fences and everything.
Mm,
I it's just something I've gonna like you said, like I'm gonna have to like, I can't just look at the recent changes because
right,
it's like, what does that mean compared to the last time I played?
right.
Like it's one of those things where maybe there's a YouTuber out there that can like explain like how to play Watson and explain,
Oh,
I can watch a video.
there are thousands.
Yeah, but is there one that's not annoying? That's the trick.
There are no.
Is there one I can
Hey,
find that
YouTube,
doesn't
it's
start
your
with
boy. I
yeah,
want to
I
teach you
was
how to play Watson. This is the 100% best way to do it. And if anybody who doesn't do it is a loser.
yeah, kind of that's a bit Randy Savage right there.
See, now what you do is you get down into the nitty gritty.
uh,
You want to become the only one in the cage. Oh,
what was it?
yeah.
Bonesaw? That's who he was in Spider-Man.
Bonesaw is ready.
uh, but yeah, I've been playing that
Snap
off
into a
and
Slim
on for
Jim.
the last like week. They still use him. I saw a box of Slim Jims like in the checkout aisle at Walmart, and Randy Savage's picture is still on it.
Really? Wow.
Yes, yes. I remember like I said, I was seeing that because I saw that because yeah, in the in a checkout aisle because I was searching because there's a new Mountain Dew flavor that came out. And typically, I don't really care about Mountain Dew flavors, but
Uh
it's
huh.
a flavor I like. It's raspberry lemonade, which I love raspberry lemonade.
Okay.
And so I was searching like all the aisles for it, and I could only that they only had in the regular bottles. They only had like sugar free, which the sugar free is not bad. It's good,
Yeah.
but I was I was trying to look for the original so I could, but couldn't find it. But yeah, so I was looking through all the aisles and the little coolers, and I end up seeing like the Slim Jim box, and Randy Savage is on the box.
God, how long has
I was shocked. I was just like, oh my god, he's that's cool. Like, I
he's
guess
been
his
dead
family's
for
getting
10
paid.
years? He's
His
been dead for
family's still
10
getting
years.
paid for Slim Jims. Hopefully, his family's still getting paid for it.
Sure.
Hopefully, it wasn't like some like, oh, we bought your we lifetime. Like, was it like Ubisoft did with Tom Clancy?
Right.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah. So if you go buy a Slim Jim, look at the box like
I will have to
that they're
pay
in.
attention now
Randy
when I go to the
Savage is
store.
on there. And it was like Savage Attack or Savage Snack or there was something like that. Like there was the word savage on there. Like I was just like, what year is it? Toby Maguire's Spider-Man again and
Right. Right. Spoiler.
oh come on. Who doesn't know this already? Like who's listening to this who hasn't seen it or know? Like
Sure.
it's made over $1 billion, Stuart.
Yeah.
Like shockingly, I've only seen it once. I need to go and see it again.
I haven't didn't seen it twice.
But it's like I told you, like the whole movie's on TikTok. You just have to find it piece by scene by scene.
Sure. I believe it.
Like literally everything is on like I've re-seen the movie on TikTok basically, just out of order. Um
That is why your entire TikTok is Spider-Man.
it's cuz it's my entire TikTok is Marvel stuff basically with a sprinkle of like D&D and maybe some other stuff, I don't know, but yeah, it's basically the same Marvel stuff people repost over and over again. Same clips, same. gag blooper reels, same, like, just, and I'm just, like, swiping, skipping, trying to just skip through everything as quick as I can to be like, "I'm not interested. Stop showing me this.
I
Stop,"
think you can
and,
hold down and say not interested.
yeah, but, like, I'm afraid, like, I
But
want
then you're
some
like,
Marvel
but
stuff.
you don't want to go away completely. Yeah.
Exactly. Like, give me a slider. Like, let me, like
Turn Marvel
let's
down.
bump let's turn this down, like, 50%
Turn e-girls up.
to give me more D&D stuff, like, please? Um, oh, I forgot about that, yeah, cosplay is another thing, like, that's everywhere on mine.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah, Apex, been having fun with that,
Cool.
playing playing been playing that, uh, as much as I can this past week, and that's about it for me, what I've been playing.
Okay. Well, actually, I forgot two games I played, so I'm going to talk about them real quick.
Oh, okay.
One. Shit. Where'd my this was on Game Pass, called Kill It With
Oh, yeah.
Fire. Kill It With Fire. Basically, you are sent into these locations and to kill spiders, and you get all sorts of tools. You know, you start out with a clipboard, then you immediately find a bottle of hairspray, lighter. So you're just spraying them, killing them with fire. Then you find a gun, and you start shooting them. Then you find C4, then Molotov cocktails and rocket launchers and shurikens, lawnmowers. You find a lot of things to kill spiders with. And I have beaten the game. The game was not long. Uh,
Is it one of those games where it's like the control, like it doesn't feel right? Like, controlling the character feels off, like
no,
okay.
no, it
Those type of games where
yes,
it's like on purpose, it's not supposed to, like,
yeah, yeah.
you know,
No, it controls fine.
okay.
Um, but
Like
like
the
the
surgeon
but like
simulators and
this,
stuff like
yeah,
those.
it's not one of those.
Yeah.
But like
Okay.
the spiders are really small. Um, they also have like there's jumping spiders, there's queen spiders that when you kill them, babies pop out. Um,
Oh, that's the stuff of nightmares.
yeah,
Oh
but
my
not as
god.
not as many as you'd see. Like it's like maybe like five just go pop 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 pop.
Okay. Yeah.
Um, and there's like bait you can like put down as well. It's like cheese balls. You put down bait to kind of like get them to like one place to hold them still. And if babies eat the bait, they become adult spiders. Then you get different kind
Yes.
of bait that that will turn them into a different kind of spider. Like you can turn them into queen spiders, or you can turn them into jumping spiders or web spiders, or let's see what's another one. Uh, buddy spiders, which they basically become on your side and they will attack other spiders for you. Um,
Yeah.
it's it,
Spiders are horrifying though. I don't like
it
spiders.
it's a
Like,
it's a silly game, you know. Um,
yeah.
that ends with like, well, how do you get rid of the spiders in this town? Nuclear bomb. That's how.
Oh
So
god.
it kind of gets it's kind of silly like that. But it's also not very long. I think there's only like maybe 7, 8 levels, and they're not
Okay.
they're not bad.
Seems like
Um,
a good Game Pass game.
yeah, it's a good Game Pass game. That it is. Um, Another game I've played, and this is it's free on Steam, but you have to request access. But I immediately got access. Called Super People.
I've seen something about this.
It is a BR. It is PUBG.
Okay.
It is literally PUBG with superpowers.
No, I don't know if I like that or not.
Well,
Wait, so it's Fortnite then? Without building.
without building, kinda. Um,
Because Fortnite has like web swinging and all kinds of different crazy stuff
well,
now,
here's the
apparently.
thing though. Um, I've not played a whole lot of it. I've only played like maybe like 3 or 4 games.
Okay, yeah.
And it is literally it feels like PUBG. It looks like PUBG. The HUD is literally fucking PUBG.
Wow.
Let me pull up an image of like the HUD, like what it looks like. Um,
Who makes this?
it is a Chinese developer. I know that because
Wonder People.
you have to install a Chinese launcher. Which I was like, I don't know whether I like this or not, but I did it anyway. Like, here's like
Oh, that's PUBG.
it's PUBG. It's literally fucking PUBG. And you have the option of, third person mode, first person mode. You know, there's leaning. All that. It's literally fucking PUBG. But you do get superpowers because like you start out like as like a class. Like you don't pick your class, you're assigned a class. And you have to use like, oh, I don't like this kind of class, so I'm going to roll for another one, or spend in-game credits to actually select your class. You know, but um, you level up in the course of the match, and at level 10, that's when you get the ability to use superpowers. I've never made it that far. I've gotten to level 8, but I've not gotten to level 10.
Oh, okay.
So I've yet to even see superpowers, but like I've seen like I first heard about this because Tim the Tap Man played it because he had a sponsor.
Yeah. I think I saw like streamers or this was like
Yeah,
the sponsored streamer thing.
yeah. This was a sponsored stream for like a day or two, and like
Like most games are now.
that's where I saw it, and that's where I have seen the powers and stuff used, and it's definitely like if you take PUBG with like a dash of Apex.
Hmm. Seems like cheating's an issue because there's an update today. Countermeasure for cheating.
Well, I mean, it's you know,
Yeah, it's a game on the internet. So
yeah, it's a game on the internet, and it's a BR, and it's a Chinese developer, so it's probably big in China.
yeah.
So, but yeah, I just wanted to mention that like there's technically there's a PUBG 2 out there right now, and I've not heard like any complaint. I don't know whether like Blue Hole is you know I it is literally so fucking PUBG.
is it PUBG Corp now or something like that too? Like,
Oh,
didn't they
right.
spin it off to yeah.
But yeah, like you look on Steam and it's just like request access. You have
I
gained
see that,
access,
yeah.
and that's literally all it is.
Hmm, okay.
But and I'm trying to think. I'm trying to like is see Wonder People maybe part like this is the only thing they've done. Publishers Wonder Games. That's the only thing they've done. At least on Steam. I'm trying to think of
Oh,
like
what else?
maybe this does have some connection. Higher up with PUBG to be able
Oh, yeah.
to look and play like it does, and not you know get the pantsuit off of them.
Well, the dev is Wonder People. They've not made anything or according to Steam.
That's yeah.
Uh,
That's always like
And then Wonder Games, they've only made like one other game,
I saw.
Guard of Wonderland,
Oh,
and a VR version of it.
oh,
Yeah.
it's excluded because of my preference. Okay, that's why I didn't see it.
I didn't know you could do that. Huh.
I don't know what preference that was. I'm not gonna take it away because okay,
Yeah.
you're gonna hide shit games from me. Keep doing that.
How'd you do that? I'm like,
Edit
I
your
want that.
preferences.
I didn't know that was a thing. Okay. I need to look into that.
Maybe it's a
I
Mac
mean,
game
it
because I do have something like it will only show me Windows games.
no, it says Windows. There's the Windows icon.
Oh,
There's
exclude tags, visual novel, and VR.
okay. Yeah, whatever. I don't know. But yeah, VR maybe yeah. Anyways. No, there's so many PUBG clones out there, especially on mobile. Like,
Yeah, but this one got light because of streamers. So that's kind of what I'm.
oh yeah. Yeah,
So, but anyway, those are a couple games I forgot. I played.
gotcha. We'll run through news real quick.
Yeah,
We'll wrap
news.
it
I got one thing. Um, CES is going on. There's a couple things. Um, Razer, I think, has some interesting concept stuff that they never release.
up.
Like
Yeah.
I always think of that modular PC that
Oh
I
yeah.
think
Yeah.
could really be awesome. And I was even thinking today, like because I saw this, I'm like, that modular PC, it can be done in such a way where like all it is a housing for like a component that you can easily install and uninstall new components, and that tower is basically what puts it together, and that basically makes building a PC even easier.
Yeah, but that I mean, you'd have to redesign the way you build. Yeah, that's the thing. You
Yeah,
have to redesign the way the PC is built from the ground up in
yeah.
order for that to work, which easier said than done, I guess. But yeah.
Like instead of like putting like the processor into the motherboard, you put it in a little tray that where you have like slide out kind of new dies and stuff for like the different kind of chipsets and stuff. Then you can put it on this one thing and not have to actually put it onto the
Oh
the
yeah.
motherboard itself, and then On
I
a
mean, yeah.
motherboard module, you got, put the for the pins in.
Yeah, it's just like the idea, yeah, make everything as easy as like my computer case has hot swap for like uh hard
Hard
drives,
drives.
flash
Yeah,
drives, yeah, and you
absolutely.
can just pull it out, pull it in, all that
Yep.
easy, and it just connects. Yeah, because the base is connected to a cable that's connected to the motherboard.
Right.
So yeah,
Yeah, that's exactly it. Um, Razer has done it, has another modular thing. This one's a desk, and I thought it was kind of cool. Um, because it's an RGB desk, but like underneath on the desk side are different components that you can move around and make it kind of set up however, like sound control, you can have it on one side. Monitor your system, have like a bunch of like programmable hot keys on one spot. Have a spot to charge your phone. Monitor your network. Keep your drink warm or cold.
I love how the video designed for every user. No, this isn't for every user.
No, no, it's not.
The price is not designed for every user.
Well, this is also probably never going to come out.
Oh yeah.
I mean, this.
Razer likes to come out with weird
I mean, it's
concepts.
it's a
Yeah.
it's a, it's a concept thing. I mean, just like their modular PC. That never came out. So
Hey, but their RBG crazy 300 something dollar mask came out.
sure
Yeah.
did.
People are upset because it didn't have like the voice modular stuff right away, and they're adding it or something. I saw something about that recently. Yeah.
Like this, like on Wazer's website. There's like a spot where like here's like what the gamer would want, a RAID controller to to see like the different kind of your hard drive configuration, your system monitoring modules, programmable hotkeys, your uh THX spatial surround sound controls. Or what if you're a creator, you would use a creative input module. Okay, it looks kind of like a um, um, drawing pad or whatever. A touchscreen digitizer, media controls, Thunderbolt powered. Um, uh,
So
why is that?
basically, it's like, oh, what if everything a gamer and streamer could
Yeah,
possibly use was put into one desk?
yeah. Like
Like,
I'm gonna put my stream chat up on the desk because that's where you're gonna look to read chat. Oh yeah, I agree. John 369. Yeah. No, no, that's not where chat's gonna go. It's on the desk.
but when you're looking at your keyboard because you're using mouse and keyboard, but no, you
No,
don't look at your keyboard.
no, you don't do
No,
that either.
no, you don't. So it's like, yeah, it's just I don't know. It's just something that looks cool that would gain attention or get people's
Yeah,
attention for.
that's
Yeah.
that that's all it is. It's like that's kind of a cool concept. It needs to be. That's all it is. It's a concept. Um,
Yeah.
but I just thought it was neat. Um, and I didn't put this in the notes, but there was another concept that gave me pause. This came from Dell, Alienware to be specific. They put
Oh, is
out
this I saw something about yeah.
a concept for an external GPU. Wait, those exist. Oh wait.
Yeah, yeah. The
Oh wait.
the the the
Dell
article
has
I
come out
said I
with them.
saw.
What? Why is this a concept? Why is this a concept?
The article I saw was like, someone needs to tell Dell that their new whatever just already exists. Like,
And they've made it already.
was it them? I thought it was Razer who did that.
Well, they had one. I heard it came out in like 2014, like years ago. External.
Yeah, Razer does have an external GPU. I know that. Yeah.
Yeah, Alienware. Alienware has them. Uh, it's like why? Why? Why is that under concept?
I don't know, because it's slightly different than what was done before.
I mean, it
Yeah.
it, it doesn't look as ugly as the one that they did. I mean, the new concept is a little sleeker. I'm just gonna put in Discord the Amazon link.
Oh, it's on. Oh, oh, this is the current one. Okay, yeah. This is just an external GPU. Like,
It's huge.
this thing's bigger than a Series X. Like,
It's ginormous, and because there's
this
a dedicated power supply in this thing. I can see it. It's
this
huge.
thing's like bigger than the Series X fridge, mini fridge. Like,
My sister
wow,
bought a Series X today.
really?
I'm
Oh,
proud of her.
yeah.
Well, because she was on debate. Like she was like, I'm either going to get a Series X or build a new build a PC. But she didn't have the money for a PC and wouldn't have that money for a while. So she went with the Series X because that way she can get it now and still save up for PC.
Yeah, that's good.
But she said it's huge. I haven't seen it yet, but I've not even seen one in real life. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, like someone should tell Alienware you've already done this. You've 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 made these.
Yeah, true. God, this thing is massive. I'm just looking at the.
Like the one no the concept that they have, it's smaller. It's not too much bigger than the actual like GPU. It's basically just it
Yeah.
looks like just a tray. You just slot in the GPU and then slide it back
Why
in.
does this? Okay. This one you're showing, it says like human interface input touchscreen. Why does a GPU need a touchscreen?
Question: where is that touchscreen? If you look at the
Yeah,
thing,
right?
where is the touchscreen? There is no screen on this thing.
Maybe it's like a maybe I don't know. Is it where the next to the ports there's a weird little bar thing, you see?
On the back,
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
Cuz that looks kind of like a touch pad like on like a laptop type thing.
Oh, you're talking about that. That looks like
I don't
like a
know.
vent to me. Like a I don't know.
See where a touchscreen could be. Yeah, on this. That's also the thing though. Graphics cards are ginormous now. Like they've
Oh
gotten bigger
God.
and bigger.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
so even if you made an external one, it would still be kind of big because
I kind of want to post on Amazon under the questions and answers. This thing that says it has a touchscreen. Where is the touchscreen?
Yeah.
Just just do a search. Touchscreen. No one has asked that question apparently. Okay.
Weird. Yeah.
Uh, I've not really heard much other than um that they're in Nvidia from CES that Nvidia let me start that sentence over again. I've not heard anything else from CS that's really kind of stuck out to me.
Yeah. Same.
Except that in Nvidia got new cards, a 3050 and a 3090 TX.
Ti.
TI,
Yeah.
yeah, not TX, TI. Which is
I saw
like
the.
has
Yeah.
like 24 gigs of VRAM. Like, my God, you will never need a GPU for about 5 years. For
Right.
you'll never need a new GPU again. At least
Yeah.
for 8 years, you're good for 8 years. That
You
one's an
can't
investment.
you can't slide new graphics cards anymore, right?
I think there is a spot for it, but something tells me that when like the 30 series came out, like I remember watching a Linus video saying that it doesn't work.
I can't imagine fitting two of those into a computer case. Two of the 30 series. Like
Let's see, SLI.
I haven't heard about SLI or Sly like in a long time. Like
It was definitely a big thing with the 20 series.
because like graphics cards are powerful enough to where it's like I remember seeing like you don't really get a huge benefit really from doing it anymore.
Oh well, here's the Linus video. Our RTX 3090 SLI. We tried so hard to love it,
Yeah.
but I'm guessing they're gonna come out saying that it's not worth it.
Yeah.
You don't get the boost, and apparently not all games are compatible.
Yeah. It's because like they can only look so good and run
Mm.
so well,
Mm-hmm.
and the graphics cards now are that good,
Yeah,
that powerful to where it's just not worth buying an extra one.
but it's future proofing that I'm just trying to get rid of and future proof again in about 5 years.
But companies aren't. That's the thing. Yeah, it's like companies aren't like what's the word optimizing their games for that type of stuff anymore.
They're barely optimizing the games. Period.
Exactly. I'm looking at you, Ubisoft. Speaking of Ubisoft, um, remember that game they announced years back, um,
Yeah,
Quarantine,
quarantine. Yeah, such a quaint name.
and then they changed it to Rainbow Six Extraction.
Yeah,
Well, apparently this is it's it's coming out day one on Game Pass.
cool.
Which I also saw something like Ubisoft, something about. I think Ubisoft subscription service is coming to Xbox too. Yeah, it says in here as well. Yeah, so which I thought that was already there, but I don't know. Yeah, but yeah, so it looks like this is kind of cool. I'm kind of the concept of this when it first showed. seemed interesting, you know? So, I don't know. Then maybe I'll give this a shot, but yeah, it's coming to Game Pass for Xbox and PC day one. So,
I'm looking
that's
at
awesome.
this IGN article of this game. This game looks like shit.
Does it? Uh, let's- I can't skip the ad until.
Like I'm looking at the images
Oh,
down at
yeah.
the bottom. Like these images, they look low res. Like whoever took these images, their computer was on low settings.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm looking at the detail of that gun they're holding, and it is does not look good.
It doesn't look great, yeah. But maybe it's a choice so that more people can play it. 18 operators, 12 ever evolving maps. What the hell does that mean?
That is a buzzword.
Ever evolving maps.
That just
Like,
means that we have like three variations of the map.
like when I hear ever evolving, I think of like Apex, where like each season they make changes to the map, like they blow up an area in Kings Canyon and they build stuff, that type of stuff. That's what I think of when I hear when I heard ever evolving, but I don't think that's going to be the case with this.
Well, actually, what I
Um,
thought of was more like Battlefield 4 and the levelators, because
oh
like
yeah,
certain levels,
destructible environments.
like there's a massive tower and at that just falls down, and just now the tower is now part of the map, or like this blimp now has crashed in the middle of the map and it's now a part of the map that they have never
Yeah.
done again. Why? I
13
don't
high
know.
stake missions. Let's see. 25 gadgets, whatever that means. 69 weapons, nice.
Well, the gadgets. This is definitely a like coming from Siege.
Yeah,
Like this is
definitely.
like
Yeah.
gadgets being like Fuse has it has their gadgets, or I'm trying to think of another.
I mean, operators,
Rook.
that tells you it
Yeah,
all.
I mean,
Like,
I'd
yeah.
be surprised if these operators aren't the same as Siege, and
It's
they
18 to
play like
start with.
Siege.
Yeah. Um and it's a bu- it's coming out at 39.99, which is like not a lot when games are now starting to come out at $70.
$70.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah,
I
this is
something tells me that this became like this was supposed to be bigger than it was originally from and then they decided not to invest a whole lot into finishing this.
no, actually, what this tells, because it even says here it's a PVE spinoff
Yeah.
of Siege. It even says in this article. So like a lot of the work has already been done.
Yeah.
This is just a PVE mode for Siege. That's all this is.
This was supposed to come out a while ago originally, right? Like it was supposed to come out last year, I think, originally. Because I remember this being announced a while back, but it's coming out for just about everything. The Series XS, PS5, PS4, Stadia, PC. Apparently, they're giving like buddy passes, so you can, if you buy the game, you can give a 14-day free trial of the game, pretty much to two friends.
Yeah, see,
So that's
this
kind of
was
interesting.
originally uh, unveiled at E3 2019 in June, and the game was slated for release in 2020.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna suspect what happened there. on why it was delayed.
Oh, apparently the name was changed to Rainbow Six Parasite before Extraction. That's weird.
Why'd they go with the Extraction? Oh, because of the movie Parasite.
Oh, really? You think so?
I'm guessing.
I don't know. I guess maybe. But yeah, I guess so. You're for some reason I thought this was like you were killing zombies, but I guess it's aliens. Or was it originally? I don't know. Quarantine.
Well,
You hear, you kind of think. I think of like zombies or infected people. You
I
know.
think these are infected, but infected with something that's. I think it's more like akin to like something
Uh,
like Last of Us. Like it's a mutation of plants that's does, or it could be alien infection. I don't know.
yeah. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know.
But it's
It
coming to
definitely, yeah,
Game Pass, and this is coming out in 2 weeks.
yeah. The video of it, it doesn't look that. It doesn't. It doesn't look that graphics, intensive, like you were saying, based on the screenshots. The actual video that it shows doesn't, it relays the same feel that the screenshots show. So
I got an ad for Warframe.
I did too. Yeah. Warframe's popular, dude. Like people are still playing it. It's huge. Like they've got a dedicated audience to where they used to have a convention
Right.
before everything. But that's all I got.
Yeah,
I was just like
this
something,
game was like a shit.
yeah, which is unfortunate because
Like,
like I remember
compared to
being,
like Rainbow Six Siege, which it's based off of, it looks worse
yeah,
than Siege.
I remember like, oh, cool, a PVE version of Siege. That sounds
Right.
something like I would love to play
Right.
when this was announced, and then it's like, oh no, doesn't look good. So that's disappointing. Um, but yeah, that's all I got. Not a whole lot of news stuff, but so I guess we can wrap the show up unless you got anything else.
I got nothing else.
Be sure to follow us on Twitter. Stuart's at Casual Terror. I am at WillPlayGames _, and we will catch you next time.
And remember, no animals were harmed making this podcast.